Right, welcome back to the next series of video. So here we are continuing from our client. So which region? It is UK. Um, yeah, is it better now? Okay, so we selected the region, so it has to go next. If you are using virtual machine, virtual box, you can also add the extension in your virtual box. It will be more easier. Um, so here you could see that the VMware tools are asking to be installed. Once we have done this, we can install that. So it will give a good interface as well. So if you are using a VMware workstation, if you're using VirtualBox, then VirtualBox extension is available to download. You can download it and you can use it as well. So select UK for your region, for your time zone, and then yeah. So I don't have internet. We don't want to configure anything here. We can configure it later. Continue with limited setup because we are going to make our local network. So it is okay for us to go and configure it because later we will be joining this PC to our domain. So our domain will control all the clients, so it should not be a problem. So I give my username, so you can also give your username and give a password. Confirm your password. It asks security questions, so you can give your security questions, but here at this point I would say give any unique answers so that you don't want to remember. Um, so you just select any question and give just a unique answer so that you know if you need anything. But you know, normally you have to come up with some security questions and security answers. And um, mm, apps used for your location, if you don't want any of these services, so you say no. Accept. Find my device, you don't want these things, so no. Accept. Send required diagnostic data, it's fine because you don't have other options here. So improve inking and typing, you don't want. Tailored experience with diagnostic data, no. So all these things you can just give no, because we are not more focused on a independent client here. So we are going to have a um, server which would be administrating this client, or this client would be a part of a domain, so it's fine. So not now. And I think almost we are done. Yeah, and it would take a few minutes to set up everything. With that, our Windows client is installed. So yeah, everything is set up here. So our Windows client is ready. So now let's go and see our Explorer. We can go into our drive. So literally what we have done is we have did our okay, let me first go here a.cpl. So I'm going to use this command to open my Ethernet adapters. So let's go to this PC. No, which one? For the network, we haven't configured our network, right? So we want to configure our network. Yeah, 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 yeah. So here, let's go and install tools so that my interface is getting ready. So when I give install tools, now I should get this in my CD drive. So you could see that the VMware tools is here. It's loaded, so I can install or run the program. So it will ask for information. We will install it, and just give me a second. Got it. Okay. So it asks for next. So we are just. Oh, sorry. So we are just going to install it here. Actually, I don't know if I have uh, you know enabled the internal audio, the computer audio as well. So I'm not sure if any of your questions is if any of your questions are being heard, but let's check it. If not, okay, I will translate it. Okay. So once we have installed this, the interface of this will become good. So it's a VMware tool. So it will be easy for us to use this VMware. Okay. No, we are installing it. So it in VMware it will. Yeah. Mm. No, whenever you are installing a virtual machine here, so it will ask. So VMware will ask you whether you want to install the tool. That's where. So here is the installation. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So once we say install now, it will load it, boot it to your computer, to your drive, and then you can install it. Okay. In VirtualBox, it is an extension. So you have to download it and you have to install it along with your VM VirtualBox. Each one has its own way of working, right? So that's the interface issue. So now you could see the difference here. So it is better with the interface. So let's, while it is taking its own time, let's go here. So uh, using use of shortcut keys, run commands is always easy. It would be you must restart to take effort. I will restart it later. uh, so or else what you have to do is you have to right click, open network connections, and then you have to go into the network connections, and then you have to go into the adapter, and from there you have to select it. So instead of that, you use a run command, you directly go to this ethernet. So let's rename this ethernet to internal network. So I know this is the internal network. Okay. Here it is only one adapter, so it is not a problem. But in a server you have two adapters, so you want to know which one is internal, which one is external. So click on the properties, and you can go, and for now, even though our topology says that it is a DHCP, here we don't have our DHCP server, or we didn't configure our DHCP servers and everything. So for now we can just go and give an IP address here. So you just give so we are going to use here we are going to use 192.168.1.0/24 network. So let's go here and say 192.168.1.10 and 255.255.255.0. We have to give a gateway. So in this topology, you can see that for this client, so we are here in this client. So for this client, if it wants to reach anywhere outside this 192.168.1.0 network, it can only go through the server, right? So then this server will be the default gateway. Okay, so this server's IP address would be the default gateway, or this interface address would be the default gateway. So which means here we have to this is 1.0, so I might give 1.1 here and 1.10 here. Yeah, 1.0 is the network address. Mm, yeah, yeah. So that means the default gateway here is 192.168.1.1, which is a server's IP address, and the preferred DNS would also be 192.168.1.1 because that server will be the DNS server as well. Okay, yeah, that will be the, yeah, yeah, yeah. For now, we don't have any other information, right? So we only we haven't configured any server here. So we just installed the server. We haven't created a domain. We didn't do anything. So for now, for this network, everything would be this server. So we will configure that. But later, if you want, we can change it, and we can give a 8.8.8.8 public DNS server, and then we can say okay. It's a public, yeah, it's a public DNS server, public DNS server which is available. We will talk about the DNS server when we are doing the DNS, right? Okay. So now, uh, because my client is all installed, all set up. Okay. The other thing I want to do here is, before we start working on this, you go to the system. This is very important. This is another best practice which we have to do. Name the device properly. So here it is a default name which is there. So we can go and rename this PC to name. So let's say client S SW. Yeah, yeah, that's what we have to give. So it is easy for us. S1, client S1 is the name of the PC. So you just give, and now you can restart it. So while it is being restarted, let's power on this machine as well. So we will try to make sure that, yeah, let's check if we have given or we haven't given for the server. But that's the same process again. So now we are literally, what we have done is we have installed both. So we have a server, we have a client, we have given the IP address here as 1.10, and we pointed out this as our default gateway, which is 1.1. Yeah, yeah, and DNS. But for now it doesn't need a DNS for connectivity because it's directly connected. So let's go and check and see if the connection is working. So these two things are done for now. um, yes. Mhm. Yeah, yeah, it will work. Yeah, it will work. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So it is a server, it is not in under a domain, so it won't do any domain related controls over the network, but still there will be a connection. Yeah, the connectivity, we can check the connectivity. That's actually a good question. Yeah, so only when the server is added as a part of a domain, and then we have to add all the clients to be a part of the domain, then any instructions we can give directly to the server, and the server will implement it in the clients. Okay, or else it won't implement it on the client. Hope it makes sense. Okay, so this is what we have done. So now we are configuring the network and IP addresses, and then we will test our connectivity within this network. Okay, and maybe later we will, in the next series we will do this part, and then we will connect this. So once we are done this part as well, so our this topology setup is done. Mhm. No, we will discuss that later. Okay, right. Okay.